Quiz review, problem 1. A sequence of numbers was formed using the rule where n represents a number's position in a sequence. List the first 5 terms of the sequence. The rule is -4 times n plus 2. We want to list the first 5 terms. So create a table and let's number the first 5 positions in the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To find the first position term value, you substitute position 1 into the rule. So you have -4 times 1 plus 2. -4 times 1 is -4 plus 2. That equals -2. So plug -2 in for the first position. Do the same thing to find the term value for the second position. Substitute 2 into the rule. So -4 times 2 plus 2. -4 times 2 is -8 plus 2. That equals -6. We've learned that the pattern is the number that is next to the variable n. So the pattern is -4. So we're subtracting 4 each time. So I can continue the table by subtracting 4 from each number. So the first 5 term values are -2, -6, -10, -14, and -18. Next question. Complete the table using the equation y equals -3 times x minus 2. We need to substitute the x value into our equation to find the y value. So I'm going to substitute 0 in for x. -3 times 0 minus 2. Well, any number times 0 is 0. When you subtract 2 from 0, you're left with -2. And if you're not sure why, remember the rule, add a line, change the sign. So when x is 0, y is -2. Next position, when you substitute 3 in for x into the rule, you have -3 times 3 minus 2. -3 times 3 is -9 minus 2. Again, if it helps you, add a line, change the sign. We have 2 numbers on team negative. When they're on the same team, you add them. So -9 and -2 is -11. To find when x is 5, what's my y value? Substitute 5 in for x. We have -3 times 5 minus 2. -3 times 5 is -15. Minus 2 equals -17. So when x is 5, y is -17. Do the same thing for when x is 7. -3 times 7 minus 2. -3 times 7 is -21. Subtract 2 from that, you get -23. And lastly, when x is 9, -3 times 9 minus 2. -3 times 9 is -27. Minus 2 equals -29. So that completes the table using the equation y equals -3 times x minus 2. Next question. Write an algebraic expression that can be used to find the nth term of the sequence below. Another way to think of algebraic expression is you're going to need to find the rule or create the rule for this sequence of numbers. 3, 7, 11, 15, and 19. Well, first, let's create a table. The 3 is in the first position, 7 is in the second position, and so on. The first part of the rule is always the pattern with an n next to it. So let's look at the sequence of numbers and identify the pattern. We go from 3 to 7, 7 to 11, so it looks like we're adding 4 each time. So plus 4, and then always put an n next to the rule. Second part of creating the rule is test it. Let's test it by substituting a position number into 4 times n. So let's plug in position 1. 4 times 1 is 4, but notice we don't want 4 in position 1. We want a 3, so we need to subtract 1 from the rule in order to get our term value in position 1. Let's test the new rule, 4n minus 1. Let's plug in position 2. 4 times position 2 minus 1 should give us 7. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. So the rule checks out, 4n minus 1. Next question. The YMCA charges members a $55 annual membership fee plus $4 every time a member visits the pool. If Jose spent a total of $255 last year to the YMCA, how many times did he visit the pool? Well, notice that the membership fee has no effect on the number of times you visit the pool. You can visit the pool one time and you're still paying a $55 annual membership fee. You can visit the pool 100 times and you're still paying that $55 annual membership fee. So let's subtract the membership fee from the total that Jose paid. 255 minus 55. 5 minus 5 is 0. 5 minus 5 is 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. So he spent a total of $200 out of the 255 towards visits to the pool. Now we need to break up that $200 into $4 increments because he spent $4 every time he visited the pool. So we're going to divide. Anytime we split up a larger number into smaller increments, we divide. So we're going to divide 200 by 4. 2 is not divisible by 4. 20 is, let's see, 4 times 5 is 20. Bring down your 0. 4 doesn't go in a 0, so add a 0 there. So our answer is Jose visited the pool 50 times. The last quiz review question. Jeff cleans houses to earn a living. He charges $8 to use cleaner and $10 per hour to clean the house. He uses the equation T equals 10 times S plus 8, where T represents his total earnings and S represents hours spent scrubbing toilets. How much money will Bob earn? Okay, so that should be, how much money will Jeff earn if he works for 3 hours and 45 minutes? Well, first, we need to notice that the equation that we're using is T, and T represents total earnings. T represents total earnings. And S represents, let's see, hours spent scrubbing toilets. S represents, actually S should represent hours spent cleaning house. Hours spent cleaning house. So S represents hours cleaning house. And so how much money will Jeff earn if he works for 3 hours and 45 minutes? So let's see, total earnings equals 10 times his time spent cleaning the house plus 8. Well, we need to be able to convert 45 minutes into either a fraction or a decimal. In order to do that, I want you to draw your 1 hour clock. We know that 1 hour equals 60 minutes. And let's break up that 1 hour clock into quarter increments. And recall, each quarter represents 15 minutes. So if you add up the 4 quarters, they add up to a total of 60 minutes, and 60 minutes equals an hour. So if he spent 45 minutes, let's shade 45 minutes. So we've shaded 3 out of the 4 slices, 3/4. 3/4 represents 0.75 in decimal form. So Jeff worked for 3 hours, 0.75. We converted 45 minutes to 0.75, And if you're not sure how that conversion happened, look at your 1 hour circle graph and break it up into quarter slices. So now we need to multiply 10 times $3.75. And when you're multiplying by 10, it's real easy. Just move your decimal one place to the right. So he earned $37.50 for cleaning the house for 3 hours and 45 minutes, plus he earned another $8 for using cleaner. So we have to add $37.50 to $8. Line up your decimal. Line up your decimal and your answer. 7 plus 8 is 15. 3 plus 1 is 4. So Jeff earned a total of $45.50 by cleaning one house.